I was talking to John Sally, my man, on my way here. And I'm like, I'm about to interview Dominique Wilkins. What should I ask him? And he sent me this picture right here.
Is that me dunking on him or him dunking on me? Which one is that?
That looks like him dunking on you.
Hey, look, man, anybody ever tell you they've never been dunked on is lying. Everybody's been dunked on before.
Right.
And if you look at that, too, that was on the other side of the basket, though, okay? So he probably got there before I had the chance to really jump. Tell him I said that, too.
I know. He's going to see it. He's going to see it. Well, in 1991, you scored your 20,000th point, becoming the 16th player to ever do that. How did that feel to have that many points under your belt?
I mean, again, that doesn't immortalize you with the greatest players. You know, when you reach that type of goal in your career, 20,000 points is a lot of points. It's a lot of guys have gone through the league. To reach 20,000 is amazing. You look at some of the heights these guys are going to now. LeBron now is all-time leading scorer in history. I mean, anytime you score 20,000 points, man, you put in a body of work.
Well, later on that year, you end up actually rupturing your Achilles tendon.
Mm-hmm.
Now, back then, that was career-ending, right?
Oh, yeah.
If you ripped your Achilles tendon, you might as well look for a new job.
Well, they told me my career was over. They said I was pretty much done. And they said if I did come back, that I would be half of what I was.
Right.
So I had to hear all that negative, talk through the press, to different people. And so I said, I'll be back. And I'm going to be better than ever. And I got the sarcastic pats on the back. But I remember getting to the gym. I worked out twice a day, every day for 9 months. And I wanted to be even more fundamentally sound. So I didn't want to just play the game in the air. I wanted to play on the ground, too. So the year I came back, I remember my first practice, and I hit the ground really hard. And I grabbed my ankle, but I didn't have any pain. I said, you know what? If this is going to go, it's going to go on my terms. I'm going all out. And the first game back was against the New York Knicks, and I scored 30. And that's when I said to myself, I'm back. And I averaged 30 points a game that year.
I mean, when you actually rip your tendon, though, during a game, how painful was it?
Well, it was no contact at all. I was literally trotting down the court, and I just heard something pop. And I turned around, and I said, who kicked me? There was nobody behind me, and my foot, I could see the top of my foot. It was straight in the air. And I remember the pain rushed up my whole right side, and I fell flat on my face. And I did say at that point, I said, I'm probably done. But I had to get over the shock of it. And once I got over the shock of it, I got right back in the gym. Even when I had a cast on, I was in the gym working out.
I mean, yeah, you're 31 years old at the time, and you still have a career ahead of you. I mean, how did it feel to think that you're done right at that very moment?
Because back in those, that particular injury was considered a career-ending injury that you couldn't come back from, because a lot of people who've had that injury didn't come back. And I was the only one in history to this day to come back after a year and play at the same level or better than when he left. So that was the hard work I put in.
I mean, going through that yourself, when you saw Kobe rip his Achilles and actually finish off part of the game with a ripped Achilles tendon, I mean, how crazy is that?
Well, his was a lot different because it was a partial tear, because if you have a complete tear, there's no way you can walk. No way you can walk. And but it shows you heroic of a moment that he had when he finished the game, went and shot his free throws. And Kobe and I talked about his injury when he was hurt. And so a lot of these guys, because you had to put the competitiveness aside, and you do what you can to help, another guy to get back at the level that he once left. So there's many guys, Durant, I've talked to, Klay, Thompson, all those guys who ruptured their Achilles, we all had conversations.
Yeah, I remember during the finals when Kevin Durant had the messed up Achilles, and then he tried to go back in the game, and he ended up messing it up even further.
Well, I think it was diagnosed wrong from what we heard on television. It was considered a calf injury, but I knew when he looked behind him, I knew what it was. I knew he tore his Achilles. And it was amazing that he was able to walk off the floor. It really was.